Whew, that's pretty tough. You gotta be really hungry to want to eat this. But hey, that's part of survival. I decided to do a quick bug out video, and I grabbed a go bag, I grabbed a bug out bag, and I'm heading to a specific destination, and I don't have much time, so I've created for myself an urgent scenario. I've got to get from point A to point B. This is a challenge I've put on myself to do. So I had to stop and take a break. It's still extremely hot out, and I'm burning a lot of calories and losing a lot of water. I got to get rehydrated and get refueled. And I wanted to break down my pack for you and show you what all I brought on this expedition here, this survival expedition. And I don't know if you saw it or not. Man, I'm covered. I walked through a cobweb or spider web that was thick enough to hang from. I weighed my pack and it was about 15 pounds, and that included, now this is an overnight pack, that included my camera, water, food, everything that I brought. It was about 15 pounds. And when you weigh a pack to see how much it weighs, you don't weigh food and water. And of course I had to carry a little extra for camera gear. So here I've got my phone / camera case, and then I've got my case for my glasses, my pace count beads, which I've been working with, and let me show you the rest. Got an extra shirt, camera. I'm gonna switch to this because it's got better audio and better pictures. You know how they say 2 is 1 and 1 is none. And a bug out bag, and in survival, if you're trying to pack light, if you're trying to pack ultra light, you don't want to take 2 of everything. You want to have 1 item that serves multi-purposes. I've got 2 cameras. I've got my phone and I've got my camera. But other than that, I don't think I duplicated anything. So here's phone, camera, gloves, headlamp, life straw. Now, I brought a canteen with me full of water, and this is for cooking and for my coffee, and in case I'm not close to water like right now, I need a drink, and water is over the hill. But this is the only other thing I brought was a life straw. So this is not enough water to last me this trip. I'm gonna have to use the life straw, so we'll give it a shot. I brought my sit pad, and I'm gonna use this as a sleeping pad also. This is gonna be for my back. And inside my canteen, I forgot to show this. Inside my canteen case is my canteen cup. So that's what I'll be using to heat water in. And yes, this is an UglyTent special. I made that man sewing. I've got one really good meal. My scrambled eggs and bacon, of course. That's for the morning. I'll need energy to get back. This is my VanQuest case, which has my first aid, and my first aid in it. Has my piece of fat wood, because it's going to be really hard to get a fire tonight. My stoke kit, and an off tallet. I'll need that. Other than that, not much in it. Well, there's nothing else in it. I've got a poncho shelter. This is in case the weather turns really bad. This is also going to be my primary shelter tonight. And my survival blanket from my gearbox. And this will be my only cover or sleeping bag for the night. Jute twine. This is my This is for tinder and for cordage. Leatherman, this is the only knife I brought. So, I know one is none, but this is survival. That's all I got tonight. Trash bag. This is my head net, my bug net. I'm gonna keep it out. And here's the food I brought. The food is very minimal. I got my coffee for the morning, and I got some you can see in there. I got some almonds, power bar, and we got a special treat. We got some chocolate. Yeah. So that's it, except for one more item. Yeah, you guessed it. Yeah, dog food. Wouldn't be survival without something nasty, would it? So we're going to try some filet mignon flavor and meaty juices. I don't know what that means, but we're going to try it. I hope my buddy Scooter, my little dog, I hope he doesn't mind I borrowed this off of him. Well, I shouldn't say borrowed, I'm not going to give it back, but I took it from his supply. So we'll try that. I'm going to really try to work up an appetite. I'm not going to eat much. I'm going to stay busy, stay hydrated, and stay moving. And it's starting to get dark on me, but we're going to wait till the last minute to where we're just absolutely starving and try this out. Might not be bad, who knows? I've been hiking the ridge. I've been hiking up behind me, up on top, up here for the last, I don't know, hour, and there's no water. Everything, it rained, everything's wet as far as the ground's muddy and the leaves are damp, but there's no running creeks, so I had to come down to the lake in order to get some water. But I need. Here's one of the places I thought about camping. I hope you can see it. Somebody left a tarp, trash, all kinds of stuff. It's pitiful. So, on the lighter side of it, if this was truly survival, I found a good tarp. But it's a shame people treat our forest and wilderness like that. So, as you can see, where am I? I've lost daylight. It's time for me to stop and put on my gear for the night, because of course night time's when the predators come out. Although this area is not known for its predators, you still got coyotes and the occasional bear, black bear, and lots of cats, big cats. I don't know if you can hear that, but listen. The sounds of the night are so much different. It's awesome. It's just a different experience. If you've never night hiked or backpacked or been backpacking in the dark, you need to try it. It's really neat. You see a lot of strange things. So I found my camp. This is about 5 miles back, and this is the other campsite that I had thought about. It's off the trail. It's kind of hidden. Obviously other people know about it, but I'm going to use it for the night. There we go. I'm trying to conserve on my light. We're going to use the stoke kit. We're going to use some fat wood and the stoke kit to try to make a fire. Well, we don't have a choice. We're going to make a fire with it if we're not going to have a fire, period. So here we go. Alright, so it's important that we get everything together. This is the bark I picked up earlier that I know is dry tinder. I got off the tree while I was hiking. So when I use that, got our raft laid out, so we're ready to try. Got creepy crawlies everywhere. Everywhere. I'm going to take advantage of this paper off this jute twine here. I'm going to get some fat wood here. Alright, that'll be a start. Got our twine here. Going to unravel it. Make it a nice little bird's nest. Alright, let's put that back in the middle of that. Oh yeah, look at that. Let's hope that catches. Now, onto this jewel. And there's the little striker. And there's the two little, two little tinder thingies. We'll use one. Comes in a neat little Ziploc bag to keep it dry. I guess you could use anything here. I mean, cotton ball, Vaseline, or tampon, whatever you wanted to use. It's barely big enough for matches. Not the good ones, not the big storm-proof matches, but the little kitchen matches. What we're gonna, I think that might be. Oh yeah, it's soaked in something. See it on my fingers? I don't know if you can see that. It's yeah, it's got some kind of residue on it, so it's soaked in lighter fluid or something. There we go. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, it's gonna go up. That's gonna burn good. Okay, here we go. Maybe. Well, it's hard to hold. Wrong way. Let's just go this way. There we go. Come on, baby. There we go. How about that? Not bad for a trinket. Yeah. Not a bad little fire. We'll get her going, and here's your another friend. Get out of here. Get that ready. Now I remember I don't have an axe. There we go. I don't have an axe. All I've got is that little knife, so I'm going to be breaking wood. I'm not going to be able to chop or split wood. That's how you split firewood without an axe. He's a big creepy crawly. Man, look at the stinger on him. What the heck is that? So, we got our fire going really good, considering how wet everything is. It rained all day, so everything's pretty wet. But I don't think we'll need our survival blanket. This is that SOL blanket. And no, it's not crap out of luck. It's Survive Outdoors Longer. We won't need it for a shelter tonight. We'll just use it for a ground, like a ground pad or a ground tarp. And what that does is that'll keep the cold air. It creates a barrier between us and the ground and keeps the ground from sucking the warmth out of our bodies, because the ground will take a lot of the warmth out of your body. Nice little fire, considering what I had to work with. No axe, no saw, not bad. Alright guys, we have reached the point. We have reached the point in survival where we are so hungry, we're willing to eat the dog food. So I'm going to shoot this uncut, so you know that I didn't cheat, that I'm actually eating where there is dog food. I don't want to spill this all over the place. There you go. There is, ooh, look out. There is the dog food. So let's try it. Hang in there with me. Made a little spoon. Here we go. It's actually not bad. I think it's starting to rain on me. Tastes like really dry meat. Whew, that's pretty tough. You've got to be really hungry to want to eat this. But hey, that's part of survival. Did you know that dog food manufacturers have to have the FDA approve their dog food because humans will consume it? Humans will buy it to eat when times are really hard, times are really bad. Let's hope it never gets to that again, because that's pretty nasty. So it's starting to sprinkle, so I'm going to have to set up my poncho as shelter, keep all my stuff dry. Is I want to take this paracord bracelet and I want to take it apart and see how much cordage is in it, see if it's enough to string up a ridge line. So hopefully you can see this as I work on it. Now remember, when you're out by yourself, be very, very careful with the knife, for the simple fact that you're your own rescue. It's a self-rescue. So if you cut yourself, if you trip, if you break your leg, an ankle, whatever, you're on your own. Oh yeah, see there? Already coming out. So hopefully you can see that. That just come, keep it in frame. That just come undone. Now I'm going to unravel it the rest of the way and see how much we got. The rain came and went, but I set up my shelter real quick. There's the paracord from the bracelet. It looks to be, see how it goes around the tree? I'm guessing, where am I at? There I am. I'm guessing maybe it's about 10 feet of paracord in that bracelet, give or take, 8 to 10 feet. It's not much, but it came in handy. So I used that along with my jute twine and tied up a ridge line, and that's what I used to make the wedge. It is a plow point wedge or just a wedge. And that, a lot of times you can maximize your tarp, the length of it, by setting it up in a wedge. I just staked in the 3 corners, tied off the hood, see, tied off, and ran an adjustable, you can see that, adjustable ridge line. Here's the inside. That's actually not bad. It's pretty nice. It's pretty roomy. It's got place for put my gear in the back corner, and I can lay under it, and it'll keep me dry. And it holds the heat pretty well. If I need to scoot the fire closer to me, it'll hold the heat. Guys, this turned out to be an absolute beautiful night. Had a little bit of a shower, but that passed pretty quickly, and it's just perfect. This is my view. Looking up at the trees. It is overcast, so there's no stars. You can see the moon behind the clouds. It turned out to be just a wonderful little trip. Thanks for hanging out with me on another episode of Ugly Tent, and we'll see you in the morning. It's time to get up. I've slept about 4.5 hours. I've got to get on the trail. I've got a couple hours ahead of me before I get back to my vehicle. I need to be back at the house at 8 o'clock. And that was the purpose in this, was this exercise, is that it had a sense of urgency. So it was pack a quick bug out bag and go. And that's what I did. So with that being said, let's get breakfast going and get on the trail. So another way to use the live straw is to put creek water or pond water, whatever you're using, lake water, into your cup, and then use your straw to the cup. So that's what I'm going to do here. So I'm really liking this live straw. It's lightweight, it's super handy, it's easy to use, and the water tastes great. I think this probably tastes better than what comes out of my microfilter, my Katahdin hiker. He's a monster. Golly. There's another one. Check him out. He's a big one too. So there's mile 7. I've done pretty good with my pace count. I was about 50 feet off on my pace count. So that's pretty close considering how long it's been since I've done that. So that concludes this 8-mile solo survival bug out bag episode. I really enjoyed trying out the new gear. I like the SOL blanket and I like the life straw. Those were probably 2 of my favorite items I used this trip. The life straw is really handy. I liked it a lot. But I'm not going to bore you with this last mile since it's all in the dark. And I think my headlamp's starting to go out. But I'm going to get home and get some breakfast and get my day started. But I appreciate you coming along, and hopefully we'll see you next time.